Life is a journey with problems to solve and lessons to learn, but most of all, experiences to enjoy. Basically, in life, you're going on a journey, and in that journey, you're going to learn and have experiences which will guide you to your next step. My name is Michelle Mahlatsi Molobela, and today I'll be talking about behind the scenes of my fashion journey, where it all started, what inspired it, and what I've achieved, and what I've learned. About me, I was born in 1997 in a village in Limpopo called Gabuelang. 2011, I moved to Joburg and started high school. And then in 2016, I enrolled at the Vilioti Fashion Institute. And then 2018, that's when I had my first runway show and won an award for it. And then 2021, I moved to Cape Town. So from 2016 till 2021, I will further elaborate throughout the presentation. Mid-year 2014, 2015, I was clueless about what I wanted to do after matric in terms of furthering my studies. I had some introspection with myself about what I love to do and how to use that as a career. Now, what inspired it was that as a kid, I used to sketch Barbie and Bratz dolls and make clothes for them with my mother's old food peddling sewing machine, which I was never allowed to use without her supervision. Now, late 2015, I enrolled at the Vilioti Fashion Institute, formerly known as Spera Vilioti Elite Design Academy. I had to undergo an interview and an assessment just to prove my interest and creativity before being accepted, which all went well, thankfully. Now, what excited me about embarking on this journey is that as a designer, there's no limit to use my ability, to use my creativity, to find my own unique style, vernacular approach, or a limited palette, and speciality, of course. And another thing that also excited me is that seeing people observing and interacting with my work gave me a sense of purpose because that was gratifying and motivating. Another thing that also excited me was fashion show planning. That is very exciting because growing up, you only saw what was happening in front of stage, but little did I know what went on backstage. Let me tell you, it is hell backstage. We have people crying, we have people screaming, we've got people swearing, we've got naked people running around. And another thing that was exciting for me is that the flexible hours helped me to use my time to make a difference in some other students' lives. Like, for instance, I had to use my time to help raise, funds for fashion education because you don't get a lot of opportunities that get to fund fashion opportunities. So I decided to use my time and do that. And thankfully, in a space of 3 hours, we helped raise 6,000 rands. This was just mainly walking around the mall, approaching people to help make a difference. And as you can see on the picture, the first picture, I was being mentored by Spera Vilioti himself. That was when I got to work as an assistant designer for him. And basically what we're doing, he was just showing me tricks on how to come up with a dress within minimum hours. And in the middle picture, that was me, of course, walking the runway because I helped plan it, so why not walk on it? And the last picture, I mean, challenges. These are the challenges that we have to overcome. Before you make something, you need to draft it. And this is where you bring your math skills, your analytical skills, and your creativity, because you can't just grab scissors and start cutting fabric. You need to plan that thing, or else it won't make sense. So, yeah. Now, moving on to the interesting things that people didn't know, the untold about fashion. It helps if your fashion classmates look like models, because you just have to make sure if the nipple is covered or the fit is perfect, because you don't want any problems on stage. Secondly, you will have no shame in becoming a handy woman in public, because boy, you'll be carrying everything with you. And that'll upset a lot of commuters, because it's you in the train with your bags and your rulers, traveling bags like you're going on a holiday, but no, you're going on a fashion journey to create some greatness. Thirdly, dressing up for class isn't a thing, because you want to be comfortable when you're working, as you'll be working on top of tables and on the floor. So you don't get to come to class looking like Anna Winter, the editor of Vogue magazine. You need to be in your gym wear or your pajamas. And another one, late nights and all-nighters, those are your friend, because there's always something that you need to create the day before that is due the next day. And because fashion is not all about cutting and sewing, there's more to it. There's a theory side of it, which I didn't know that I had to go through. But hey, we made it. And fabric shops are your second home. If you're not there almost every day, you're probably there 3 times a week, because there's always something that you need to buy or source or inquire about. And lastly, only the passionate will survive. If you love what you do, you will make it out the other side. Now, in 2018, I had to come up with my first runway collection. And this collection had to connect people to their roots. It was a fusion of traditional and cultural fashion. It had to be fashionable, comfortable, and of course to make women feel confident, yet wanting them to show their playful side in a modest way so that they can be themselves. Now, what you see there is my first runway collection 2018. At the end of this beautiful educational journey, seeing my graduation collection on the runway, it was like no other feeling. It gave me a sense of accomplishment that will forever remain with me. Now, this is the next outfits that I made. Okay. Thank you. I came across obstacles when creating this collection. I ran out of fabric. I called all manufacturers only to be told that they stopped manufacturing that exact fabric. I started panicking. I traveled to many fabric stores, but all to no avail. I almost gave up. But then I remembered that something worth having doesn't come easy. I continued my search to find this fabric, which I did, but the runway was closely crushing in, and if you didn't have your stuff ready, you're not gonna make the cut. So I was like, you know what, I've come a long way, I need to keep going. I put up a lot of all-nighters trying to stitch my collection myself. This is a sense of accomplishment. On the very same night of the fashion show, I won the Hyde Park Young Designer Award 2018. As you can see on the picture, that was me, my brothers and my sisters with me on the red carpet taking pictures, and on the next picture you can see the award clearly. Now, that award opened another door for me. I got offered a bursary to further my studies, which was getting a degree, because then I was doing my diploma. And that collection led me to having my second collection. This collection was dedicated to young women in the working class, women who didn't want to feel trapped in formal wear, but rather to expose their playful side and their creativity as well. And this is another slide of the pictures of the collection. Now, I'm sure you're all wondering where to from here. I moved to Cape Town to learn more about marketing, and all this was made possible because I was also one of the beneficiaries of the bursary that the school offered. Now, why marketing? Marketing because fashion and business is where they intersect. And marketing was one of the most important aspects of fashion. This led to my journey into marketing to learn more, and that way I can try change the narrative surrounding local fashion into making it commercial, because many of our designers struggle with that. So, as well as to change the chronicle of an apparel go-to-market process that is cross-divisionally aligned in South Africa, because we also want South Africa to be one of the fashion hubs in Africa. In closing, your personal characteristics roughly resemble a steering wheel of your journey. Obstacles and barriers will be there, but your strength will make your journey worthwhile. So, never give up. It may seem like all hope is lost, but hey, the show must go on. Thank you.